The nose, overlooked, ordinary, but in truth, one of the most powerful instruments of human instinct. It is the gatekeeper of breath, the sentinel of survival, the silent judge of those we meet. From the proud noses of kings, to the delicate profiles of lovers, to the subtle flare of the nostrils in anger or desire, the nose has always spoken. In this episode of Hidden Signals, we uncover how the nose reveals instincts, judgments, and dominance, often before a single word is spoken. In ancient physiognomy, the nose was a map of character. Aristotle wrote that a strong, straight nose suggested nobility and balance, while a hooked or curved nose was said to reflect cunning or passion. Among the Arabs, poets sang of the proud nose, a symbol of honor and defiance. To raise one's nose was to assert dignity, to lower it was submission. In Rome, statues of emperors emphasized their noses, sharpened, elongated, exaggerated, a sculpted declaration of dominance. Even in modern idioms, the nose lingers. To look down one's nose at someone, to follow one's nose as a guide, to cut off the nose to spite the face. Across cultures, the nose has been the banner of pride, instinct, and judgment. Psychologists note that the nose is a subtle but revealing communicator. The flare of the nostrils is one of the most primal signals of emotion. In anger, the nostrils widen to draw more oxygen, preparing the body for fight. In attraction, the same flare enhances breath, quickening the heart. In disgust, the nose wrinkles, shutting out what the body rejects. Micro-expressions around the nose are universal. Disgust, for example, is recognized instantly. A crinkle of the nose, a lifting of the upper lip. This response is so deeply wired, even newborns show it. Studies of leadership suggest that people with stronger, more prominent noses are subconsciously perceived as more authoritative, a bias rooted in centuries of association between the nose and dominance. The nose is instinct, a silent barometer of our emotions and judgments. In daily interactions, the nose quietly frames how we are read. In a heated conversation, nostrils flaring signal rising tempers long before voices escalate. On a first date, a subtle nose wrinkle can betray hidden disgust, even while words remain polite. In negotiations, holding the nose high can project confidence but tilt too far, and it slips into arrogance. The nose also drives intuition. Research suggests that gut feeling often involves subtle olfactory cues, scent, pheromones, subconscious triggers that guide human connection. We say, follow your nose, because often instinct is correct. Even in the digital age, when selfies and filters sculpt noses into sharper or softer forms, we reveal what we wish the world to believe about us: strength, refinement, or beauty. The nose, in silence, speaks of who we are and who we want to be. The nose can betray lies, literally. When people lie, they sometimes experience the Pinocchio effect, a rush of adrenaline that causes tiny blood vessels in the nose to swell, triggering an unconscious touch or scratch. Deceptive individuals may touch, rub, or cover their noses when speaking. It is the body's instinctive attempt to mask unease. On the other hand, sincerity rarely touches the nose. Honest speakers allow their noses, their faces, their bodies to remain free of fidgets. The wrinkle of disgust can also unmask hidden feelings. A negotiator who crinkles their nose while agreeing to terms may reveal their true disapproval. The mouth can smile, but the nose refuses to lie. Consider how some of the world's most recognizable figures communicate through the nose. Brad Pitt, his strong, straight nose, has become part of his classic Hollywood appeal. But more telling is his nostril flare during intense roles, a cinematic signal of anger, passion, or command. Even off-screen, his raised nose posture often radiates quiet dominance. Jennifer Aniston, known for her relatable warmth, her nose crinkles are a signature of her genuine laughter. The wrinkle across her nose when she laughs is more than charm. It is authenticity, a sign of joy that audiences trust. Steve Carell, In comedy, his nose does much of the talking. A subtle flare of frustration, a wrinkle of awkward disgust, or the way he lifts it in mock arrogance. All of these micro-expressions make him relatable and hilarious. His nose is not just a feature, it is a tool of performance. Together, these figures remind us, the nose is instinct, judgment, and dominance embodied. The nose, the silent sentinel of the face. It flares in anger, wrinkles in disgust, lifts in pride, and bends in humility. It judges instinctively, reveals unconsciously, and dominates silently. In our next episode, we turn to the ears, the overlooked listeners of power, vulnerability, and perception. Join us as Hidden Signals, the art of body language continues, because every movement tells a story.